Hey, it's me, Size7, and welcome back to part 6 of Library of Ruina. Get right into the story. Big sis, you seen the message from T-Core, right? What? Huh? When do we get that? Oh, bugger. I'm about to vom. She threw a huge drinking party with her friends from the same corner of the back streets last night. They occupied the whole pub and got wasted all night, I heard. So how much did you drink this time? Wait, Rain, my head's still ringing from the hangover, so keep the lecture for later, yeah? Maybe in an hour or so. Now what's this? This receipt says... used our office funds to pay for it, too. There's a little sound effect there. Thank you for utilizing Warp services as always. The next train departing is Warp Train UW Tech 212. All passengers, please check your pass and make sure you are in the correct carriage for travel. And remember, watch for it. Warn us, we'll all be good. I like that slogan. It's a good slogan. Seems it's our turn now. I always feel ill and out of sorts when I board Warp's trains. Just don't make an arse of yourself like the last time. Anyway, this request is rather unexpected, one from our Corps of all places. Isn't it something right dangerous if our Corps has to request another party to do the job? They might be just using a no-name office like us as bait to test the waters, or they do it themselves. Say, who's the client for that request? The captain of the rabbit team herself? Oh. You kids might be thinking I'm just an easygoing drunkard. Every action of mine is calculated, you see? Here she goes again. That Mio lass is an old mate of mine. I drank with her just yesterday. You mean... But she's got an easy job for me, says all I gotta do is give her a small cut of the rewards. No wonder you're so proud about going out for a drink. I was in a rather good mood, so I let her dine like a king and paid for all that with the office card. Mio a trustworthy person? She acts like a hot-headed lass, but she's actually pretty nice deep inside when you get to know her. I swear down, I'll curse you for the rest of my life if it turns out to be weird nonsense again. All passengers, please board Warp Train UW Tech 212. It's nice to be on a vacation after so long. This is our first time taking a warp ride. Is everything gonna be okay? Such a worrywart, darling. So many people use warp every day. Heard there were several accidents when they were first starting out. You just stay by my side and keep your eyes closed if you're so worried, silly. Okay, I'll stick fast to you and hold tight. Take care of the mess if I happen to vomit on this carriage, Rain. Fix this, please. Attention all passengers, please fasten your seatbelts. We're departing now. Oi, I've always wondered, what's the point of these seatbelts? Courtesy, I suppose. Who knows? It might actually be better than nothing. We'll be initiating the warp in 10 minutes. Oh, you're clinging on to me like a baby. Well, you never know. We'll be there just 10 seconds after the train starts, but you're cute, so I'll let you be. Why do we have to sit right behind those two lousy lovebirds? Shut it, they'll hear us. Please do not open the doors while the train is in warp. I'll be taking a nap. Wake me up when we're there. It's going to take less than 10 minutes anyway. Whatever. Big sis, wake up. Hell, what's it this time? Something seems to have gone wrong. It's been an hour since we departed. The train still hasn't arrived at its stop. What's happening, Mary? You said we'd be there in just 10 seconds. That's strange. Shouldn't take any longer than that. 6 hours in. Bollocks. Did we get unlucky or what? Warp hasn't had any accidents in the last 10 years though. Might end up getting trapped here. You're breaking through that door if anything goes wrong. You're insane. The warning said you'll get sucked out into space if we try to open the doors while the train's in warp. 17 hours in. I'm gonna lose my mind. Where are we? Can't even take off the seatbelt. Tommy, everything will be fine soon enough. I'm sorry, it's my fault for asking to take a warp train. The train seems to be operating still. Oi, take out your tools now. We're cutting off this bloody seatbelt. 31 hours in. Bloody hell, this is driving me nuts. 300 poor souls are trapped in here, and they do fuck all about it? The atmosphere is getting eerie. Everyone seems more sensitive than usual. What's funnier is that I'm not feeling any thirst or hunger, even though we haven't had anything in the last 31 hours. Don't even leave a dent on this bloody door. Guess we really are trapped. I don't see a way out. All we can do is wait. Looks like others are slowly losing their minds too. Oi, how about a gamble? What do you mean a gamble? I'm saying maybe we use this. An invitation? The stuff I got from you. Never thought I'd use it now. Here's my pen. I'd do anything to get out of this train too. Malfunction with the warp? This could be a huge blow to W Corps' reputation if it ever gets out to the public. It's supposed to arrive at the destination in only 10 seconds, right? Yep. Warp trains operating with W Corps singularity. They can get to any... I have to wait for the text wrap. They can get to any station in 10 seconds no matter how far away they are. A 30-second delay would be a big enough issue already. And a 30-hour delay? It's gonna be outright fatal to the corporation's trust. Even the singularity can malfunction, it seems. I guess no technology is ever really flawless. Anyway, I might be able to have an unexpected reunion soon enough. Have any familiar faces in that office? No. Give me a Mio, the captain of the rabbit team then? Yes. Huh. Did a connection with one of the captains from our corps? That Olga person, knowing her is surprising enough. You have some impressive networking finesse too. Though we probably won't be greeting each other with smiles when we do meet again. What, you weren't friends with her? Yeah, you know what? I guess it makes more sense this way. What'd you expect? Did you really think I would have any friends to casually chat with? Just wondering. Our corps is different from fixers on a fundamental level. Work might seem similar to what fixers do, but they take on things of a much larger scale with a much more professional mentality. I expect no less from one of the wings. Aren't you relaxed? Ooh, now this is teleportation. Much faster and better than W Corps' idiotic singularity. Really sure we can proceed so carelessly? You said you got that invitation from our corps. Mika, shut him up for a bit. I think I'm gonna vomit right here if I hear another peep out of him. Raina's speaking the truth though. Maybe we should have been more cautious. Sure. No one is on my side. It's all thanks to my quick judgment that we could escape from that buggered train. Greetings, dear guests. Good to see you too, lassie. I apologize. We're in a bit of confusion right now, and she's hungover as well. I understand. I do have experience dealing with drunkards. Yeah, that lousy Netzach. Hey, you know what the hell was going on back there? All I know is that you are a guest invited to the library, I'm afraid. Huh. She's a bit nicer than what Mio told me. Do you know her? You see, we were supposed to dig into the relationship between Elcor and the library. That's what Mio asked us to do. I see, so that's how you know about me. You know what's funny, lads? We're talking to a machine, not a person. Let's not anger her now. We'll just take the books listed on the invitation and leave, okay? To be blunt, lassie, you know what relationships the library has with Elcor, don't you? It says the factor in the library is indisputable evidence that this place is related to Elcor somehow or another. I'm sure you can find the answer to that in the books you seek. We're terribly sorry. We'll be going in now. May you find your books in this place. Oh, here we go. They have some kind of annoying cards. Daring Decision. There's a lot of damage all at once. She also has 2 speed die. Everything else is relatively simple to deal with. I guess I haven't done a very good job of explaining my decks, so basically just first dice, doing a ton of damage, being able to beat out most things is pretty important. Commandeering, giving protection so I take less damage. So I play in a more defensive manner, especially towards the beginning, because we have such low stagger resist, or such low stagger bar. And then gaining endurance for themselves to boost like the next scene, or giving it out so that everyone can play higher defense cards. Pretty important. You guys quite dependable, but I just can't trust you, big sis. They don't look strong enough for me to intervene, eh? Rather intimidating to be in unfamiliar places. So we'll try and evade all those, both of them. So actually I'll play the 3 cost here. And then I want to give endurance for next scene. I'll play that. Yeah, look at those dodges. It's so good. Okay, there's Daring Decision. We'll go ahead and redirect that. He has 1 strength. Which means I might lose those clashes, but I think I'll still be okay. Okay, I think this turn I really need to get someone staggered. I'm a little worried about taking too much damage here. So I should be able to stagger Mika here. Should actually probably focus Rain down, because him having strength is a little worrisome. Alright, good stuff. And see, all those evades, my guys are basically back up to full stagger now. Oh yeah, I can kill her now, because I think this is max motion. Because I went in too deep without a good backup plan. That was right dumb of me. Can't die already, I couldn't even help them much yet. And that's Molar office. Any guesses on why R-Core cares about this place? L-Core was a major client of R-Core and it disappeared into thin air, so it's natural for them to want to look into it. Major client of R-Core, huh? Guess that makes sense. L-Core and its nest weren't really special in terms of military power. Must have been a very important client for R-Core if they were asked to protect the whole nest. It was a mutual relationship too. L-Core was supplying all the energy R-Core needed, and W-Core depended on L-Core's energy supply as well. 3 wings in collusion with each other, huh? So much for trickle-down economics. What? It's no use complaining to me, I was simply following my orders. Yeah, employees get to do whatever their bosses tell them to do, whether it's the wings or the back streets. Now we'll go ahead and burn those books. I might have to go back and fight them again. I guess we'll see. Yeah, I want to do that fight one more time. Just a bit of farming. Gotta get the key pages so I can read what they have to say. Kind of unfortunate Roland rolled so low. He has no one to clash with. Oh my gosh, that stagger. I think actually I just killed him. Oh yeah, he's dead as hell. Now we'll just use autoplay, which you can press P or you can click up here for. And it just plays a whole bunch of random stuff. There we go. I think we got all of them now. Something I haven't pointed out, but depending on what floor you burn books on, the background actually changes. So I'll go ahead and show that off. It's green now. Pretty cool stuff. Now we'll go ahead and read what they have to say. So starting with Rain's page. When an office accepts a request, an official deed of contract must be drawn up before the case can be dealt with. Sounds big, but it's basically just a mutual promise. I think it's consideration in legal terms. The client will pay a certain amount of money as reward, and the fixers will do their best to resolve the case. They're plain and natural clauses for the most part. It seems people in the city are prone to breaking promises as simple as those without a contract to bind them, though. In any case, contracts serve as physical evidence to prove our performance and secure our payment when we submit reports to the association. Without a contract, there's no assurance that we'll score a record for our career or get our due payment. To give you an example, Big Sis resolved a huge case the other day, but we got absolutely nothing out of it because she forgot to sign a contract for it. Requests made by wings are quite different from those assigned by the associations in several aspects. You'll be made the envy of everyone once you get a request from a wing. First of all, a wing commissioning a regular office indicates that the office has been recognized to be worthy of its trust, and that alone can be significant. So it can be a significant achievement. It has something to brag about to other fixers, and the payment is big as well. A single request from a wing resolved can keep us afloat for 3 months minimum. I must be honest, however, I am rather unnerved. As rewarding as work given by wings can be, there's significant risk associated with it. Imagine how dangerous and difficult this mission may be if our corps, a wing specializing in combat, requested us to resolve it for them. Big Sis happily accepted the job, but I still can't help but be worried a little. Still, I hope it goes well. Well, it didn't. That's kind of unfortunate. Every useful workshop technology is patented. The city strictly forbade making or selling products using technology patented by another workshop without purchasing the rights to it. If anyone infringes this regulation and still uses technology they shouldn't have access to, they receive a cease and desist letter up to 3 times. When you receive the warning, you must pay all profit you've earned through the infringement to A-Corps as a fine. Why A-Corps out of all places? Because that's the corporate in charge of managing and granting all patents. It's the head we're talking about. In any case, if you can't pay the penalty by the 3rd warning, the claw will tear you down. To tell you the truth, yes, I'm the daughter of a small workshop owner. My father dreamed to make his little brand famous one day. Its name was, sorry, I don't feel like saying it out loud, it's long gone. So get nothing even if you look for it. That's right, as I explained moments ago, if you can't spit out the money you illegitimately earned from manufacturing or selling products using stolen technology, punishment awaits. Wait, please listen to my story to the end. My father was a victim of fraud. What? Oh, I thought I skipped something. His friend gave him a technology and asked him to make weapons for his office out of it, so he made them per his request. He didn't even realize that the technology was stolen from someone else. He'd already sent the weapons to the office, and when he was waiting for his friend to test them out and transfer the payment, a cease and desist was sent. You can guess the rest of the story. That's interesting. Wonder if that means that he couldn't pay the money back, and so they got clawed. Kind of unfortunate. Mio and I are old friends. I honestly don't remember how much our first meeting went other than being backstreets buddies, but that just goes to show how long our friendship's been, don't it? We've done requests together, been in life or death situations together. We'd been too busy to contact each other often ever since I moved to this office. Then Mio called me out for a date one day. Maybe it was because I got to drink with my old friend after a long while, or maybe it was the honor of having a seat with the famous captain of the rabbit team. I was in a mighty good mood. I was taking swig after swig of booze. Rain would have scolded me for sure if I went back drunk as a broom. I felt that. But that happens all the time anyway, so I didn't care much. How's it going? So-so, how about you? Same as you, lass. After some meaningless chatter, Mio gasped like she remembered something and started skimming through her fanny pack. Then she shot me a stealthy look. Psst, Olga, come closer. We don't want anyone peeping at us, so stick right next to me and stay quiet. You're the noisiest one here, and you already stick out like a sore thumb, so just say it already. You're not a woman of style, are you? It's more fun to talk like we're secret agents exchanging confidential info or discussing topics like this. It's stylish that way. Forget it. Our Corps has been investigating something of late. Are you giving work to our office, or are you just bragging? By the way, I guess it's pretty serious if our Corps is paying attention to whatever that is. Just how big is it? Oh, I heard people's been going missing lately. Does it have anything to do with that, or... Shut up and listen for a sec. You always have too much to say. Here's the deal, Olga. We got a lush grassland to show you, so graze it to your heart's content and bring some of its veggies for me. How's it sound? Some words she chose. I clicked my tongue and took a close look at the black card and warp train tickets Mio pushed to my side before drinking off my glass and agreeing to give it a go. I wouldn't have taken it if I'd known it'd bring us to this complete lunacy. Yep. Now we've got another abnormality to deal with. So this page is... I mean, this is okay. But since its synergy is with discarding, it's not really useful right now. So I'm gonna go ahead and use Mars and Walter's page for this. Will you enter the Book of the Red Shoes? Hell yeah. Those damn shoes got redder with people's blood. Those who saw the shoes would chop off each other's ankles to wear them, blinded with desire. So from a Lobotomy Corporation, this was when the game got really interesting for me, because I got these and I had no idea what they did. Let's see, 4 to 9. Okay, so it looks like the left shoe inflicts bleed, and the right shoe goes after whoever has bleed. Okay. I'm definitely gonna lose this clash, so I don't even know if it's worth actually going for. Here, I can do this. Just so I can get a whole bunch of one-sided damage, and it might even stagger it before it gets to attack. look at that. Big hit. That's the red shoes down.
Hello,
hello. Got some fresh books for you. Hi, Roland. You're working hard as always. You tell me. Only our Miss Head Librarian could appreciate all this hard work with a huge reward or anything. How are you doing with Angela, by the way? Yeah, so-so, I guess. She can be scary at times, but I can live with it. Angela seemed to be the most comfortable when she was talking with you. Really? To be fair, all the librarians I've met so far did seem to despise Angela. You told me before about your motto of that's that and this is this, right? I've been thinking, and I don't think I can follow that. I'd have to loathe Angela with all my being, but I just can't get myself to bear any unconditional hatred towards her. Oh boy, that took a turn. I'm guessing it's because Angela has her fair share of tragic history and stuff? That's right. Everyone has their own stories, even if someone is committing bad things right now. I don't want to judge them based on solely the snippets I see of them. I try to understand them in depth. And you're an angel. I wish you saw Netzach were half as kind as you. Do I look like a good person to you, Roland? Don't know about that. Kind and good aren't exactly one and the same. That's so. I wasn't really a good person, you see. Oh, is this about your first and second lives? I remember Malkuth talking about them. I see, that's how Malkuth put it. Yeah, you're right. My first life was a tragic one. That seems to be the case with everyone here. You're all doing research to cure humanity, right? So many people were killed because of me. That's an understatement. Huh? You're admittedly pretty good at fighting as a librarian. You don't smell like a serial killer or anything. Do I? I still think I'm directly responsible for their deaths. I snitched to the head about the experiments we were doing, and about the atrocious things we were committing. They sent an arbiter to the laboratory and killed so many of my colleagues. When I heard about the news, I couldn't take it anymore, so I took my own life. What happened there? I had to watch as Malkuth, Yasad, and Netzach died horrible deaths in that laboratory. What happened to a young boy who participated in the experiment? It's not all. We injected people with drugs and recorded the changes and side effects they made. Within the city? No. The laboratory was in the outskirts, to avoid the head and its eyes. Now you can see that I'm not a good person at all, right? Nope, it's not that. I'm frowning because there's one thing about this story I don't understand. The head bothered to dispatch an arbiter just to take care of a research project that got some people killed? One that took place in the outskirts outside of the city's limits? Part doesn't make sense. You really sure it was an arbiter? What I heard. It matches what I learned in lobotomy corps during my second life too. It's still too hard for me to believe. Pondering over odd things, Roland. I thought you'd lambaste me for being a traitor. Well, betrayals happened on a daily basis where I used to live. That doesn't make it any better.
게다가 진짜 배신은 더
Besides,
잔인하지.
real betrayals tend to be a whole lot more cruel.
호드 넌 둥지 출신이었던
Are you
거야?
from one of the nests, Hod? Yeah, I was born in a nest and went to a school in a nest.
다른 사서들도?
And the other librarians are too? Most of them are. There's one from the back streets and one from the outskirts, but that's about it.
다들
Damn, you guys are all elites, huh? I gotta wonder how you ended up living such miserable lives.
근데 또 둥지의 삶을
And you all had the drive to leave behind the comfort of living in a nest for a research facility in the outskirts? Must have taken some determination. My bad for calling you a bunch of spineless snobs. We were full of passion too, which I ended up betraying.
그 말인즉슨
It means the reason you can't blindly hate Angela was mostly an excuse for yourself. I guess, I made a huge mistake once, but I want to be better now. I want to become a better person. I'm sure everyone wants to. At the same time, a part of my mind still can't forgive Angela. I've already spent 2 days on this stalemate. You're holding up much better than I expected. Of course we are. Did you really think we'd go to sleep just because you told us to? However, it is only a matter of time. And time is what matters to you most right now. Our employees have sustained too much damage. Regenerators are at their limits too. I put up with the plague for such a long time. I could pass a day or two in an instant. The last 2 days have felt so long and slow. Angela, your filthy deed born out of your personal desire shall never be brought to fruition. Circumstances are no longer the same as before, Jibera. I am now aware of the existence of ego and its capabilities. All employees from the welfare and disciplinary teams have fallen. You'll never get to spread the light for those 7 days you all planned. It'd last, perhaps 4 days at most. I'd be left with only 2 or 3 days worth of light for myself. In any case, none of us will have won this battle. What is your point? I'd like to make a proposal. I want to live, you see? Angela offered us a deal, and many of the Sephiroth were against it.
세피라?
Sephiroth? No, that's what the librarians were called back in the bottom Corps. The 9 librarians sleeping on each floor, you know.
그렇군.
Did that just skip something? Okay.
그래서 엔젤라를 싫어하는 거고.
I see. Yeah, the ones I met didn't seem too happy with this job. I guess that's why you all hate Angela so much. Me, Malkuth, Yasad, Netzach, and Hawkmo were the ones opposing her offer.
나머지 4명은
That means the other 4 approved it. Angela wasn't completely alone, huh? To be fair, they weren't actively supporting it, it was more of a deferral.
근데 잠깐.
One sec, why were you against her offer if you thought she could eventually become a better being? It's silly, I know. Even in the middle of that, I was thinking I could repent for my sins with death.
잠깐, 또 잠깐.
Hold on, you what now? You're supposed to die at the end of the plan Angela ruined? Yep, the whole thing was meant to end with us shutting down, falling into an eternal slumber, knowing that our long-desired wish was fulfilled. Geez, you were all ready to really accept a morbid fate like that? You're always surprised over the honest details, Roland. I thought you'd blame me for running away from my problems, even at the end.
아니 뭐, 그건 자연스럽고 당연한 거라.
Now, that's a totally natural reaction in my opinion. I'm not a very strong or spirited person, so I get why you'd do that.
정리하면
So in summary, you objected to Angela's offer at first because you wanted to forfeit your own life
지금 좀 생각해보니
as the last step of your atonement. But now that you had some time to think things over, you're willing to give Angela a chance? Yeah, that's about right. It's a rather heavy topic for me, but you summed it up neatly.
뭐 관계자가 아닌
Things are bound to seem lighter from an outsider's perspective.
바라볼 수 있게 되더라.
그래도
Thanks for listening anyways. It helped me sort through my thoughts too.
나도 정
천만에요.
Welcome, miss. That's all part of my work.
아닙니까?
Cool. I guess I haven't explained, so there are two different kinds of abnormality pages. You see, these are negative ones. So the red ones are negative ones, and the green ones are positive ones. And you get a whole bunch of different emotion coins, whether you get positive ones if you win clashes, for instance. You get negative ones if you lose clashes. And depending on the balance between the two, you're more likely to get negative or positive ones, respectively. The Book of Child of the Galaxy. That kid always ignored me since I wasn't in charge of it. It seems to be using a more vicious method now, but guess it still values its friends. Okay, so for this fight, basically I have to kill these guys at the same time. Okay, so this should kill this one, and I'm pretty confident I can get this one down in the next turn. Oh, or it didn't kill that one at all. Can't see how much light I have. Should be 3. That's one down. Hey, we did it. We made a child cry. Hey, did you know that art is inseparable from alcohol? It's one of those conversations, huh? Oh yeah, I heard that. They say art is all about flashes of inspiration, right? You know it. Maybe we're on the same page after all. Oh, you brought a different booze this time. Absinthe? This is a liquor with a legacy that's so deeply tied to art, it's almost legendary. So I'm in charge of art, I could use some stimulation to work like a real artist. This one's pretty strong, but it's charming nonetheless. What if Angela scolds us like the last time, though? We can worry about that later. Works for me. By the way, just thought I'd mention there's no need to worry about courtesy and stuff with me. Say it's more comfortable for me to go with courtesy. Alright then. Look at this glowing green liquor. It's just like the arts of this city. Imitations that are provocative but nothing else. Imitations of imitations, in fact. I don't see any point in being original either, and likely someone or something else's imitation too. As if stuff like originality or arts even matters in the city in the first place. All those self-proclaimed artists are nutcases. They seem to be mistaking any stimulation that's stronger than usual for art. It's like how I'm praising this drink as a work of art. Pianist must have been one hell of a stimulant then. I heard that its music was a hair-raising masterpiece that awoke this grey city from its ennui. Well, the intensity was unprecedented, that's for sure. And some are still hungover from that performance, like they were slammed with a real strong booze. How about you? I must be one of them, I suppose. I never heard that kind of music before. I guess you've taken a liking to arts, seeing as you're talking about all this. True, if I could choose to live a different life, I might have been a painter or something. Painter, huh? Be able to quietly express all my emotions on the painting. Maybe I could have lived a humble life, just like that. And how'd a modest man like yourself end up getting involved in something as grandiose as curing humanity? Really is a mystery. I'm not even sure. I think I wanted to be of help to someone. Oh, a someone? Perhaps your first love? Was it love, really? Even if it were, it wouldn't have worked out anyway. But I was still holding on to the hope that I could make something better. If I let go of my life, I could bring a bigger hope to some other person. That's why I participated in the research. That's why I stood against Angela. Isn't it about time we ended this stalemate? We're at the dawn of the fourth day. If you were to drag on any further, I'll be left with no choice but to terminate all of you instantly. I'm with you on this one. We're never going to beat you at this rate. I didn't fight to spread only a meager half of the light. Kibura, how could you agree with her? We might lose everything. I'm with Angela too. Enoch's death deserves a better meaning than this half-baked light. That was the kid death from the outskirts that Hod was talking about earlier. I'm not willing to gamble with everything we've worked for. Say, Angela, what you're saying is true. Does that mean the employees who died in this place can come back as well? Indeed, you and your employees will wake up with brand new bodies. That doesn't erase all the pain we and the employees went through. And all our hard work, too. Even if this deal were to be through, it'll only delay the inevitable. How can we trust you not to betray us yet again? Betray? Don't be absurd. Have we ever once gathered around a table calmly discussing what we should do with this light? We haven't. I'll make sure to keep this promise, though. Both you and I require light in its whole, albeit for different reasons. I could use up this residue of light left for me right now. I much prefer to have all of it. So I'd like to live more. I don't care if you want to die or not, I want to live my own life. And I'd like to learn more about the city and about this world I live in. Angela. Once we've reclaimed all of the light, you are free to lay judgment upon me when that time comes. Though I won't sit back, of course. That is all I have to offer. If no one else objects, I'll proceed with it right away. I shall become a sentinel once more and watch your every action. It appears that we all have come to an agreement. Don't worry, I have no plans to let this be the end. Life will call out to you once again, so take a nap until then. Whoever says out loud they want to die is lying. They actually want to live more than anyone, so they express that urge in one way or another. On the other hand, when someone is genuinely willing to die, they end up disappearing silently. When Angela said she wanted to live, I felt something within me. And I want to live too. No one really wants to die, man. They all seem to regret it moments before death. Well, it's usually too late for them by the time they realize that. You seem well versed in that kind of stuff. You get to see all kinds of people when you work as a fixer. When I saw that desperation to live, I was reminded of the many employees who died right in front of my eyes back in Lobotomy Corps. Ironic how we were trying to save humanity, yet couldn't save the people right next to us. That's when I thought, if I could live more, what would I want to do? It's a good idea to think about your next move, yeah. How about you, Roland? Are you going to go back to being a fixer once you're free? Well, I'll have to think more on that. I still have a long way to go. Let's give it our best shot. Alright, here's to us. I can toast to that, alright. Here's to us. Yeah, so Netzach's floor is one of recovery. Like, this card's really good. Urban Plague. He says I don't have a disease. Oh, my dear. It's all thanks to me that you could keep your position as head of the southern branch. So maybe you should return some of that favor, no? I know, that was the deal. What do you want this time? I want your crew to take care of the things on this list. I think I might be able to locate it soon enough. These are all ridiculous requests. Well, do we have the right team for this? Let me guess, Section 2? Yes. See, I'm a very considerate person, Thelma. The library is on the list as well, now appointed as an urban plague by the Hana Association. That's the one I'm particularly interested in, actually. Roland? Yeah? Huh? Your estimation is correct. We'll have to thoroughly prepare ourselves for guests from major syndicates and even wings from now on, right? That was the third most surprising thing to happen to me here. What nonsense are you going on about this time? You just called me Roland. Is that your name?
아니,
I mean, yeah, but you've never referred to me with my name before. My level of trust for you has increased, and I wanted to reinforce our amity, so I tried referring to you in relatively more intimate terms. Is there a problem? Come on, that's a boring answer. It's been a long while since anyone called me by my name still. Last time I heard that was from my family, I guess. Can you say that your grandma disappeared long ago? Oh, I had a wife, you see. That's intriguing. Huh, you're not intrigued by the fact that someone like me managed to get married, right? You're intrigued by the whole concept of this inefficient practice among humans known as marriage, right? Please tell me more about your marriage. Just a heads up, it's an overall banal story? I don't know how to pronounce that. Banal story with some sad moments. Don't think you'll really like it. I'm always open for new stories of others. This is the one who won't even tell me the story of her own life. I can't bring myself to recount that story ever again. I'm simply too sick of it. It's a boring and trifling story that looped over and over for 10 millennia. Imagine reading the same book for 1 million years. You'll surely grow to resent it. I'd have choked myself by the time around the 5th time I'd be forced to read a boring book. Well, anyway, I used to work my ass off, had nothing better to do. I wasn't a bad fit for fixer work, coming from a rough background and all. As I kept working like a busy bee, I got a house in a decent spot and met a so-called soulmate. She was such a tough woman. I looked at her back, I felt the comfort of finding a place to belong to, something I couldn't feel even when I bought my house. I made so many attempts to try and catch her attention. Oh, am I dragging on too long? It's fine, please continue. I did get a bunch of opportunities to see her since we were in the same industry. My wife was a pretty highly graded fixer, by the way. She was dependable for a reason. Anyway, countless ups and downs later, we tied the knot. Put it simply here, but the heartache I felt in those twists and turns was real, you know? Both of us had piled up a hefty amount of money from working like dogs, so we decided to quit being fixers for a while and spend a peaceful time together. This part is kinda corny, but happy is the only word to describe how I felt, really. I was alone my whole life, and finally had someone to rely on. All we had to worry about was what to have for lunch, where to take a stroll in the evening, what to name our child and stuff. Then one day, I got an urgent call from a friend asking me to do a request far away from home. You can probably guess where this is going by now. The job wasn't a huge deal, and the pay was alright, so I decided to take it. The lady who lived with me said okay too. I was dispatched to a district famous for pagione, which was my wife's favorite food. I could almost see her mouth water with the thought of eating it when she sent me off. To live up to my better half's expectations, I purchased a stasis preservation box from Ucor to present her with a warm pagione that's straight from the kitchen. I have no idea if I'm pronouncing that right, by the way. A huge incident occurred in my home district while I was away. The house collapsed, and my wife died along with her child she was still pregnant with. I cried for a long while, cursing this world and the city. I writhed and struggled trying to earn this happiness. So why does it have to slip out of my hands so easily? Alright, that's the end of my story. This kind of stuff can happen to anyone in the city. It's only a matter of endurance.
넌 견딜 수 있어.
You could endure that trial?
내 나름대로 매듭
I'm trying to settle it on my own terms.
두 번째로 놀랐던 일은
What was the second most surprising thing for you, by the way?
어?
Huh?
아,
Oh, that working here suits me better than I thought, I guess. I'm saving the biggest surprise for the last. It's no fun to spoil everything at once, is it?
알려주면 재미없잖아.
어련하실까? 나머지 책
Fine then.
정리는
I'll leave you with sorting the rest of the books. You can now transfer passive abilities. So this is fun. I can explain this pretty quick. So this is your passive ability page, and you can essentially equip key pages and then equip their passive abilities. You can only equip up to 4 different key pages at a time, and obviously each passive ability has a cost to it. That's right here, and you can't go over this maximum cost here. So you're essentially able to build kind of better decks, or not. You can synergize more by combining a bunch of different abilities. It's a pretty good one would be using recover 1 HP when you win a clash, and then when you win a clash, boost the max value of the next die at a 25% chance. And I guess killing someone will get more. You see, I'm at the maximum. So I'll probably set up these other key pages with stuff for the next episode, where we've got 4 different paths to take. So this will be fun. Hope you're excited, because I am, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.